While the plug-in Prius will be ready to go soon, the launch of Scion in Canada will begin immediately with 3 vehicles: the XB, the XD, and TC, each with its own unique characteristics.
The Scion XD features a 5-door hatchback configuration, which is kind of like a go-kart handling, small urban commuter. It features a 4-cylinder, 128 horsepower, 125 foot-pounds of torque. So lots of get up and go for people looking for a fun, compact little car.
So I'm driving the XD. Now, how do you remember which is the XD and which is the XB? The way I think about it is the XB is the boxier one. X as in box. There you go. Now, I think that this is going to be the big seller for Scion because this vehicle is what Canadians are looking for. It's kind of a tall, compact vehicle, much like the Toyota Matrix. You've got a high seating position, great outward visibility, lots of windows, high roof, tall people can fit in here as well. It's got a fun-to-drive engine, a 5-speed manual is what we have here. But here's the thing, it's got the instrument cluster conventionally placed in the middle of the vehicle. We're hearing all of this talk about this brand is for young people and all of that kind of stuff. I think this particular product is going to be the most mass appeal. It's going to appeal to, sure enough, those Gen Y, the Gen X, baby boomers, everybody, because it's a good car.
So the XB is our iconic 2-box configuration. That's kind of like our way to move people, your friends around town. Lots of cargo capacity. There's like 70 cubic feet of cargo capacity when you put the 60-40 split fold down flat floor in the back. And the XB has 158 horsepower and 162 foot-pounds of torque in a 4-cylinder motor.
Well, my first impressions of the XB, we had a chance to drive it throughout this city and then get it on the highway, and it's fairly quiet at higher speeds. I don't like the feel of the steering wheel. It's really kind of hard and plasticky. The dash is really funky looking and it's well laid out and quite functional.
The XB is the iconic Scion model. In fact, many Canadians imported the original boxier version from the US over the last several years. This updated model has lost a bit of the boxy shape from the original, but it still stands out as being unique. The interior is very roomy. The back seat slides back and forth for more or less cargo room. This would be a perfect vehicle for a drummer who needs to haul gear around.
So the Scion TC is our all-new for 2011 sports coupe. It features a 2.5-liter all-new motor featuring 180 horsepower and 172 foot-pounds of torque. All that power is put down to the ground through a brand new 6-speed manual transmission, but also available as an electronically controlled 6-speed automatic transmission. And the car features such sporty features as this nice racing-inspired steering wheel with a flat bottom, these aggressive racing seats with high bolsters in the shoulders and around the thigh area. So this is our sports coupe for Scion.
Well, this TC is definitely the most conservative looking of the bunch, but it's very sporty on the outside, nicely finished on the inside. The exception is this hideously ugly aftermarket radio unit. You know, this reminds me of the 90s when people used to get a stereo and then they take off the faceplate and put it in their pocket. I don't get it. The rest of the interior nicely finished, big fat steering wheel. The handling is pretty good. You can drift it around the cones nicely, and the power is good as well. You know, for what the price is and what you get, I think they're right on the money. All right, Miss Y, does the Scion hit the target demographic?
You know what, Zach? I think being part of this demographic, I think they have. Scion's created a vehicle that can be customized and is therefore very unique. But as we mentioned before, the great thing is it's also going to appeal to a broader range of people.
You have to look at the vehicles at the very essence, the core, just the vehicle, how it drives, how it's put together. When you get the sort of the base model, which come very well equipped, these vehicles at that point will really start to appeal to a wider group because at their core, they're Toyota products. Toyota's good at thinking things through. They have good engines, transmissions. This XB, for example, is very functional. The coupe is a stylish looking car. I think the XD is going to be a big seller because it's just the right size that Canadian families are looking for. So on their basic level, they're going to be a mass appeal car. You add in all the fun stuff, that's when you're going to hit the younger demographic.
Well, and you know what, Zach? We are going to have a chance later on in the season to spend a lot more time with each of these vehicles, so check back later and we'll give you a more in-depth review on some of the Scion vehicles.
Scion.